thank y'all for this opportunity, brother, and this, and appreciate all y'all's prayers. And like I said, if you would keep praying for me till we're done. And but tonight, I want to talk to you about something. If I had to put a title to the message or give it a name, I would call it Public Enemy Number One. Public Enemy Number One. And we're going to find out it's not a person nor a group. It's not the Democrats. And oh, they're bad. And it's not a nation. I believe it's public enemy number one. Because a person or a group or a nation, they can only kill the body. The Lord tells us to fear what can kill the body and the soul and cast it into hell. And that's sin. Tonight, I'd like for us to talk about sin. You know, it was sin that destroyed man's relationship with God, took away that fellowship and put enmity between us. Sin is what destroys relationships between people as well. Sin also destroys man, you know, people, humans. It destroys them. It destroys marriages. It destroys families. It destroys churches. It also destroys nations. If you look at America, you can see the shape we're in is because of sin. And I tell you, one day the earth is going to be destroyed because of it. And it's because of sin, because of our sin, that the Lord Jesus, he suffered and died on the cross because of our sins. So don't you think that sin is something that we need to be constantly aware of, or, you know, having a good guard against, to watch, you know, for, to guard against it? But sadly, it's a subject, or even the word, you won't hear in the world. You'll turn on TV and all these crimes and sicknesses and murders, they don't tell you what the root cause is. It's sin. What's even sadder is worse, I believe there's most churches today that don't even talk about sin, preach sin. So today, or tonight, if we look, I'd like to look at four things. I'll try to see if we can define what is sin. Look at sin's origin, look where it began. Look at the punishment because of sin that was passed upon Adam and Eve in the garden. And we're going to look at sin when it's been satisfied. So we start at, so what is sin? Well, it's four things we want to look at that, try to explain it. First of all, sin is an act. Sin is a state of being. We're going to look at sin in principle and sin in essence. So we'll say sin is an act. It's anything when we break or go contrary to God's law or commandment. And that act can be not just what we do, but it can be what we don't do. So if we do something we don't supposed to do is a sin. If we don't do something that we should do, it can be a sin. So it's an act. Sin is an act of breaking God's law, his transgression, transgressing his law. Now, sin as a state, that means a state of being. And in Psalms 51, verses 5, I think it is, David says, Psalms 51, verse 5, David says, "Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me." That says that we are born with sin. We inherit sin. We are sinners by nature. I heard, like might have been Brother John Pruitt explain one time about depravity. That's another subject. You can get off talking about sin. We're not going to go that deep. But if you take a little jar of water, a glass of water, you take one drop of ink, you drop it in that water, what's it do to that ink? I mean, to that water in that bottle? Everything's tainted. And that's what sin has done to us. We inherit it. We're born in it. That's what it's talking about, being in a state of being. Sin is a state. That means we have a lack of conformity to God in our mind and our heart. So our acts are but expressions of our inner selves, our inward selfishness. Our acts are but expression of our inner selves, our inner selfishness that precedes our acts of sin. Jesus, he taught this in principle in Matthew 12, verse 33, he said, a tree is known by its fruit. And explicitly, he said, I'm going to turn real quick so I don't mess it up. Matthew chapter 15, verse 19, talking about the heart. He says, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, and blasphemies. For we are sinners by nature. We're in a state of sin. So fundamentally saying, a person is not what they are because of what they do. Rather, they do what they do because of what they are. That clear as mud. But that's why we act. It's because it's what's inside of us. So the next thing we want to look at is sin in the principle. What is the truth of sin, or what would be the doctrine when we teach about sin, the basis of sin? And that is rebellion against God. It is refusing to do his will, who has every right to demand